Hello and welcome into your KLBK Sports Connection. Well, it was a Saturday full of college football, which was something we weren't sure we'd get to see in 2020. Texas Tech kicking off Big 12 play this afternoon, hosting the number 8 Texas Longhorns. First quarter, the Longhorns strike first. Quarterback Sam Ehlinger runs it in from the 2-yard line. Texas up 7-0. Texas leading by 3 now in the second, and Tech just not capitalizing on big plays made by special teams. They recover the onside kick, and then Alan Bowman throws an interception. Jacob Morgenstern blocks the punt, and then Bowman's pass is picked off. Texas telling Tech, anything you can do, I can do better. The Longhorns will block Austin McNamara's punt. It's a live ball picked out of the air. Longhorns score. Tech still trailing in the third. Bowman with the handoff to SaRodorick Thompson. He'll run this one in, and Tech will take the lead heading into the fourth. And it's SaRodorick Thompson again. He breaks away from the defenders, takes this one away all the way down the field, and Tech has a 56-41 lead with 3:13 left on the clock. Unfortunately, that's not where this one ends. Texas claws their way back into this one, scoring twice. They get the 2-point conversion to tie it up, and then Ehlinger connects with Brandon Eagles, and this one heads into OT. 1st and 10, Ehlinger finds Joshua Moore to give Tech the lead. Now 4th and 14 for Tech. Texas, if they get a stop, they win. Bowman scrambling. He throws it downfield right into the hands of a Longhorn. It's picked off, and this one ends in overtime. Red Raiders fall 63-56. Well, someone who was lucky enough to see this game in person was KLBK Sports Director Ryan King. He breaks down this disappointing loss to Texas.
Yeah, Leah, the term roller coaster game really gets thrown around a lot in the sports media, but if in the future anyone ever wanted to see a textbook example of one, you can refer them back to the 2020 matchup between the Texas Tech Red Raiders and the number 9 Texas Longhorns. After Tech got an onside kick and blocked a punt, and it looked like they could take control of this game, both times Alan Bowman threw the interception and the Longhorns capitalized with touchdowns of their own. Then at halftime, the switch was flipped and Texas Tech took control, scoring 35 points. The defense only allowed 10, and Texas Tech had a 15-point lead with less than 3 minutes to go. But then the Longhorns scored 2 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes and another in overtime. After the game, the Red Raiders knew this was their game to win, and they let it slip away by not staying locked in when they had the Longhorns on the ropes.
There's no moral victory at all in that for us. Now what we need to do is use that to springboard us in the next couple weeks going on the road.
We let our high get too high at one point, and we lost that mental intensity that we had throughout the whole game. When we got up by 2 touchdowns, and I think if we lock in right there, we squeeze the breath out of them right there, and then they turn over, and we win that game. That's what we're going to really work on this weekend, because we know we can beat any other team in our conference.
It doesn't get much easier as Texas Tech is going to have to move on from this disappointing loss to the Longhorns. They go on the road next week against a Kansas State team that upset the number 3 Oklahoma Sooners earlier today. So just like Rico Jeffers was just saying, if they want to get a win in Manhattan, the Red Raiders are going to have to stay locked in against a hungry and dangerous Wildcat team. Leah?
All right, thanks, Ryan. Well, high school football is in full swing. Our 5A, 6A, and TAPS teams getting to play their first games this week. We head to Plains Capital Park for the rivalry matchup between the Coronado Mustangs and Friendship Tigers. 5 years since these two have gone head-to-head. Mississippi State commit and senior quarterback Sawyer Robertson showing that he's ready for the SEC. He opens the game with a 21-yard touchdown. He'd go on to throw for 420 yards, shutting down the Tigers 42-14. Coronado really making use of their several returning starters, certainly having experience on their side for this one.
They came out with a lot of different things as far as showing us looks. We got a lot of corner blitzes. We got a lot more zone covers than what we've ever seen them do on film. So they did a great job of mixing fronts and stuff and movements. We had to adjust on the run a little bit, but I knew that was going to be one of our big weapons. We had a lot of returners, and you know they've seen it and probably could handle the nerves a little bit better. What I saw is everybody is playing really hard, and we can fix that other stuff. So satisfied with our effort, and that's the biggest thing. We got to continue.
And taking a look at one of our local TAPS teams, Trinity Christian playing their first game today in Fort Worth. They'll come out on top against the Calvary Christian Conquerors. That is a tongue twister. They win this one 61-14.
With the latest Dallas Cowboy coverage, this is KLBK Sports Silver Star Nation, sponsored by Scoggin Dickey and attorney Dean Boyd the Tank.
After an exciting win over the Atlanta Falcons last weekend, the Dallas Cowboys are hitting the road to take on the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday. Mickey Spagnola has more in this week's Keys to the Game.
Time for our Silver Star Nation keys to the Cowboys game Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. The first key is sack attack. After 2 games, the Cowboys only have 2 sacks. That's certainly not going to get it against Seattle's red-hot quarterback, Russell Wilson. You've got to get pressure on him to help out your secondary. And think about this. He's already been sacked 5 times. The second key is hold that ball. The Cowboys were very fortunate to win a game that they lost 3 of the 5 times they fumbled against the Atlanta Falcons. That's no way to win a game either, and you cannot go into games -2 in the turnover ratio the way the Cowboys are right now. And the third key is feed the slot. That means CeeDee Lamb, who's only scratched the surface of his talent. And think about this. Over the first 2 games, opponents have passed for 264 yards to receivers lined up in the slot. The Cowboys have to take advantage of that. And on top of that, Seattle's third corner, Marquise Blair, has been placed on injured reserve. So they're going to have a backup there in the slot. For the Silver Star Nation, I'm Mickey Spagnola.
And former Coronado graduate Blair Conrad got his first collegiate touchdown tonight for TCU in their game against Iowa State. Unfortunately, they dropped that game. Olivia knows a little bit about crazy Big 12 football because OU dropped their game to K-State today, which I know was a heartbreaker for you and Ryan.
So unfortunate, yes.
And my Team Tech, we almost won, so all of our hearts got broken today, but it's fine.
There we go. We worked through it. Hopefully
We'll move
next
on.
time.
It's
It'll
fine.
get better. Well, thanks so much, Leah. We'll be right back with a final look at weather this week, so stay with us.